Happy to be here today.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I thought I would start by giving some information about how to make a healthful plate. And the handouts that you have will have a lot of this information in there as well.
Oh yeah, I like that.
A good rule of thumb is to make half of your plate full of fruits and vegetables. And the more colorful your vegetables are, the healthier they're going to be for you. So, white potatoes, white rice, not very colorful. Sweet potatoes, brown rice, more colorful. And those would be a better choice. Also, choosing low-fat dairy foods is an excellent way to cut down on fat in your diet, but still get a good source of calcium.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You also want to make half of the grains that you eat during the day whole grains.
Whole wheat, that kind of thing.
100% whole wheat.
Wheat. Yeah. So what I found the good prices seem to be on like Bunny bread. That company, when they make a wheat, that seems to be a good price and everything. Some of the others are a little expensive though.
That's true. Mm-hmm. If you can find a bread that has more than 2 grams of fiber in it, then you'll know that it's a high fiber food and a good source of whole grain. Another source of fat in our diet is from the animal proteins that we eat. So beef and chicken and especially processed meats.
Processed meat? Well, that'd be like ground beef, where you mix it and you mix it up with something. You thinking pork?
Things like hot dogs, bologna, bacon.
Oh, well, I ate it this morning. But now something that you add, like what? Well, I thought I saw something that, like one of those food processors where you grind it up and it comes out.
Oh, making your own sausage?
Something like that, I guess. Is that an example? I mean,
That might be actually a healthier way to have sausage because you know what's going in it.
oh, I didn't realize that. Question here. Yeah. I went to the doctor because I had to go get checked up a lot. And they said turkey. Not beef. Not pork, but turkey. That it's supposed to be a really good part of your diet. So that I ate a lot of that.
Turkey is a really good source of lean protein.
Yeah, like 50% or 5, 15, 20%, something like that.
Beef and pork can also be a good source of lean protein as well. Especially if it's pork chops.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm allergic to the pork. That's why I do the turkey. Yeah. But for the muscle, I mean, I have medication. Yeah, remember you and I went to the doctor before? Yeah, so they told me about that. Yeah.
When it comes to ground meats, you want to look for 93/7 because that means it's a lean protein.
So I like the bacon for the delicious, but the turkey meat tastes pretty good too. So it's tempting to eat both. Yeah, you can eat it all.
Pork bacon will tend to have more fat,
Yeah, yeah, pork, yeah.
But they're
that
both
turkey,
high in
yeah.
salt.
Mhm.
Another way to cut down on fat is to choose vegetarian foods more often. Beans and nuts are a good source of healthy fat proteins.
Yeah, so that is important. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And egg whites are also a good source.
Yeah. You know, like apple cider was a good apple cider vinegar. That's pretty good with my food too. So, yeah, doctor suggested that.
Vinegar is a good salt-free flavoring.
And that apple flavor, right? Yeah, I stopped salt and pepper. I don't do those anymore.
Great.
I shove them off to the side. But that apple cider vinegar, yeah, that's what I put a little bit in the water, and that's good for food too. But yeah, you don't taste any salt or anything, so that's right.
That's great. And the reason we focus on lower fat foods is because a high fat diet has been linked to poor heart health. And,
Yeah, well,
and
hey,
weight
look
gain.
at me, I'm one. And what?
And weight gain as well.
Oh, yeah. And. So, as far as, when it influences your heart, what does that do? Cause you to have a hard time breathing, or?
It clogs your arteries, makes your heart not work as effectively, can't pump as efficiently.
So it can, like the arteries, I mean, that is from something that's from the artery. That is the artery, but it has too much cholesterol. Ooh, stay inside. Cannot. Hard.
But there are healthy fats to choose. And those are the ones that are liquids at room temperature.
Okay.
Especially canola oil, soybean oil, peanut oils. And olive
Yeah,
oil.
canola, I always do that whole. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that olive oil is probably best, like you just said.
Olive oil is one of the best ones. Salt can make food taste good. But
Not always.
No, it can, but not always. But it also holds
What about
fluidity.
I'm sorry, what about the seasoned salt? The seasoned salt, or maybe Dash?
Mrs. Dash is salt-free.
Right, right. Yeah, I do that too.
But seasoning salt contains salt.
What about what do you think of that? Sea salt? So what about seasoning salt?
Seasoning salt.
Is that bad?
Adding extra salt to our diet isn't necessarily good for our health, because we already get plenty of salt or sodium from the foods that we eat. So instead of choosing garlic salt, you might want to choose garlic powder.
Oh yeah, I have that. Yeah, oh that's good for me. Yeah, have that. The light salt. How is that? I mean, is that it's marked as light?
It's slightly better, but it's still salt. And salt substitutes are a potassium salt. And some people may need to be careful about the amount of potassium they take if they have kidney problems. So you might want to ask your doctor about it before you start using it.
It doesn't taste that good.
Yeah.
I've tried different ones and it's just, I mean, I've looked for a substitute for salt because I love salt, but I've not been successful to find something that can, you know, be substituted and be healthy, you know?
Right.
So, any advice there?
Use lots of herbs.
Oh, yeah.
Your
Herbs,
taste
that's a
buds
good
will
one.
adjust.
Now, there's that no salt stuff too, though.
Mm-hmm. That's the potassium salt.
Really? Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And is that okay, the no salt?
That's fine. I would ask your physician about it if you have kidney problems.
Oh.
And a good way to know how much salt you are getting in your diet is looking on food labels.
Label?
Oh,
Oh, yeah, no.
Well, we can pass it around.
Yeah.
If you want to take a look on a real food label, sodium, the milligrams, and the percentage.
Hey, what about the nut, cashew? Yeah, well, cashew, I just fell out. Oh, I absolutely adore those things, and I can eat them all up.
Nuts are generally a good source of protein and healthy fats, but they can be high in sodium if they're salted. So better to choose the unsalted nut.
Yeah, I'm getting to where I do unsalted now. Oh, those things. Oh, my Lord, 890?
Oh.
And it's recommended we only eat about 2,300 milligrams of sodium a day, which is slightly less than a teaspoon of salt. So you're really getting all the salt you need from your foods without any extra. Foods that are 5% or less is considered low in that nutrient. So that would be a fairly low amount, unless you're eating more than one serving. Don't eat the whole jar.
I'll try not to.
And that brings up a good point. When you're looking at food labels, you want to look at the serving size up at the very top, because there may be more than one serving per container. And the numbers they have listed here are for one serving, not for the whole container.
Number that 140? That's one serving. Not the whole, oh, so it really can add up.
And
Well, I just want to get thin, you know?
I see. There actually is something called the fast diet. There's new research that if you eat a 500 calories for one day and then you eat whatever you want for the next day and alternate like that, it can help you lose weight. But I would want to do some more research before I try that myself. Better to try
Understood.
to eat sensible portions, you know, like I said initially, make half of your plate vegetables and fruits. And choosing those lean proteins, low fat dairy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm trying, I'm being patient, I'm trying. Question here. I'm interested in learning about the apple cider vinegar. I mean, because I think that is supposed to help out for diabetes, yeah. Yes, the doctor had told me, said I could just put some into the water or mix it with food, and the blood pressure gets down and it's just better, so. Yeah, I tried it one time before and I noticed I'd lost a little weight. But my question then is I have to be careful because it can lead to where your potassium goes down, like it's sort of like the no salt.
Not that I'm aware of, not for vinegar.
Yeah, the apple cider vinegar. I was thinking it could cause low potassium.
Should not.
It's not.
Well, I think the thing with like vinegars and cayenne pepper and things like that, it's not directly lowering your blood pressure or lowering your blood sugar. It's just affecting your appetite. Acidic foods and spicy foods sometimes make you feel fuller faster, and so maybe you're not eating as much of the other things that you normally would that would raise your blood pressure or raise your blood sugar.
That spice. Time full fast. Interesting.
That's it.
Yeah.
Keep you
It
full for a long
keeps you full for a long time.
Not just a short time.
And it's not-
fast.
Not where you just full for a minute and then you crash. Then you're looking for your insulin and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I just wondered if that's.
Protein foods will help keep you feeling fuller longer. So if you have diabetes, it's a good idea to eat your carbohydrate foods or your foods that have the sugar in them, along with protein foods to help keep your blood sugar more stable.
See, I told you.
A little
Oh,
bit.
I'm sorry, yeah.
There isn't any definitive research that shows that eating late at night is going to make you fatter. It's all about calories in and calories out. But if you eat late at night, you're probably not going to be making wise choices. It's going to be things like a pint of ice cream
Good sort.
or a bag of potato chips or something like that, not an apple.
Yeah, no, I understand it if it is late, but I do love the salad even, but I can eat late, but I mean, that, yeah. Yeah, in the morning, it's even a salad, I eat that in the morning too.
That's great. Good source of fiber and vitamins and minerals.
Yeah, it is.
Would you talk about grains and kind of like steel cut oats instead of the rolled?
So these whole grains are now becoming more popular, and some of them are easier to find, some of them aren't so easy to find still. And they're generally good sources of protein and very high in fiber.
Really?
But if you can't find them, choosing brown whole grain rice, steel cut oats, or any other high fiber whole grain will suit you just as well.
Steel cut oats. Is that something that's really chewy? Oh, I love oats. Yeah. So oatmeal, just regular oatmeal for breakfast.
That's a great choice.
Yes.
Keep in
Steel
mind.
cut
I'm sorry.
oats. Now, I'm sorry. Yeah, you talking about like for breakfast? Is that a breakfast food?
Yes, it's like whole grain. Whole rolled oats, except they process it differently. They haven't flattened out the germ. They just cut it. It won't cook as quickly. But again, as long as it's a high fiber grain, that's going to be a good choice.
Understood.
And we're aiming for between 25 and 35 grams of fiber per day. So if you're choosing these whole grain breads and cereals and eating fruits and vegetables, you're most likely going to get that amount of fiber that you need. Avocados are high in fat, that's true. It's a healthy fat. It's monounsaturated. So that means heart healthy fat.
Good for heart. So
But you
it
have to
shouldn't
watch the
affect
serving
me though
size.
as far as losing
Fortune.
weight.
Well, it will if you eat too much. So if you eat a lot of guacamole, where mayo is added to it,
Mayo?
you're going to be eating a lot of high fat food. It's all about serving sizes.
Okay? Yeah. Kiwi. Kiwi is a great fruit. I like that one. Oh, yeah, kiwi. Oh, okay, so whole grain bread. That is what we should be eating, right?
Preferably.
And not wheat. And not my favorite white bread.
At least half of your grains should be whole grains. So a slice of white bread every now and then isn't necessarily bad, but it shouldn't be something you're eating all the time.
Well, I'm doing sandwiches.
Then I would choose the 100% whole grain breads.
Yeah, yeah. And I think I've been using the whole grain white bread that Bunny seems to make that one. And it's a white, it's colored white, you know, and I just shove away the brown bread. It's just not my, yeah. But you know, so color's important to me.
They've taken away the natural fiber and added back some extra fibers to make it a higher fiber bread.
Because I'm just nuts and I'll buy anything. So, yeah, okay.
Well, it does taste good.
Fish. Can we talk about fish in this?
Sure.
Yeah, well, but like the crawfish and the oysters and some of that too. And pig feet? You added pig feet? With fish and pig feet, yeah, they match. Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, that
Well,
kind of stuff.
shellfish is a good source of minerals, but it also tends to be high in cholesterol.
Oh.
So when you're choosing your fish, things like salmon, tuna, mackerel, those are better choices. And higher in omega-3 fatty acids, which are also heart healthy.
Now, the fish, but not fried fish. No, baked is better. Yeah, and then you put some
Baked,
lemon on it, and that should be all you have to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Being active. How many of us exercise on a daily basis?
No,
That's great. That's great.
1, 2, 3, 4.
But keep in mind, you don't have to go to a gym to exercise. As long as you're up and moving around, breaking a sweat, that will still count as good physical activity. So something like vacuuming, raking leaves, taking your dog for a walk, all of those things can count as exercise. And even if you can only do 10 minutes at a time, if you could do that 3 times a day, that's the minimum recommended amount.
Yeah, just being active, and then that'll make you thin.
It should help. And the more muscle you have, the more energy you're going to burn. And then after you exercise, your muscles will stay active and continue to burn calories longer than it would if you have more fat.
Yeah, all that sitting, yeah, just sitting there with nothing going on. I gotta get up and get busy, you know. Yeah.
That's the strongest muscle I have.
Boom.
And weightlifting is another great way to build some muscle strength and boost your metabolism. Yeah, long word.
What does that word mean?
That's how your body burns energy.
Yeah. You understand what I mean? A little bit?
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah. Metabolism.
Okay, so when you take in food, that's your fuel, okay? And when you exercise, that's your engine.
Eat. Becomes like a motor.
Like you go to the bathroom?
I'm going to the bathroom. Wait a minute. Don't ask you.
And the motor is your metabolism.
Motor.
It's burning the energy.
That's your metabolism. That's how fast your body uses food.
Uses. That's a better word.
Uh-huh. Meaning what? Another example is she's confused on what you mean by burning food.
Shouldn't have said burning.
Well, that's okay. That's probably not. I think the derby used burn. That's a baked potato. Okay. If you eat a baked potato,
That's your energy.
what happens to it?
That's your energy. You digest it, your body absorbs it, it turns it into sugars, and your muscles use those sugars for energy.
You know?
And when you use your muscles, it gets rid of that energy.
The energy. Maybe a long time.
Heartburn too.
Yeah, and then you get a little heartburn, yeah. Out of curiosity, okay, all right, I wanna know about diet pills.
Don't go there.
Ah,
Well, you're obsessed with this white guy. But, you know, I'm glad I don't, but I'm just saying, you know, I have looked at them and I've been tempted, you know,
diet pills contain a lot of stimulants, like caffeine
like coffee.
and others that might overstimulate your heart. So they can be dangerous.
Yeah, also, like, Sensa said that's supposed to be good. That'll make you lose weight. The Sensa? Mm-hmm.
And
Does that help?
that's supposed to work on your taste buds. Basically, it makes you feel fuller faster. I haven't read all of the research for that, so I can't say whether I would recommend it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And what you were asking about earlier, you know, my love for Italian
Good
food.
food. Are they gonna keep you not lose your weight? Gonna keep things down?
Everything is okay in the right serving sizes.
Thanks
So
for
I'm
letting
not
me hear
saying you
it.
can never have pasta again.
And that's why I wanna make sure that gonna happen.
To be sure.
But keep in mind that one serving of pasta is 1/3 cup.
Oh.
1/3 cup.
Wow.
1/3 cup.
Oh, that much.
Why? Why? What, small? 1/3 cup.
No, I
That's small. But that doesn't mean you only have to eat one serving at a meal.
Yeah, and meat, like, if you have the fruit and you have a meat, maybe a potato, And that should be, something about that size.
If you can make half your plate full of vegetables and fruits, and 1/4 the lean meat, and another 1/4 a starchy vegetable or a whole grain, then you'll have a pretty balanced meal.
Good balance. No, explain again, please. How does it work about the metabolism? And I understand I have a high metabolism. I mean, because I'm thin as far as age and all, but metabolism, how does that work? If I eat something, then sometimes I feel like it's high metabolism. So, yeah. So am I thinking right?
You're on the right line. Think of it like it's a car. You're a car. And your fuel is food. And your metabolism is a motor. And if your motor is working really efficiently, it's going to burn up that fuel. And if it's not working really efficiently, then you may not burn up as much of that fuel. And you're going to hold that as fat.
Just yeah, then you end up with
Does that make more sense?
Does that help better? Yeah. How do you prevent the gas? The beans, is that, what will help to reduce gas? No, beans make gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, beans make gas.
You can try taking that product Beano, or just avoid those foods.
Avoid what makes you make gas.
Yeah.
Okay, so how much is good for your heart and how much is too much sugar?
Too much sugar.
Oh.
There is no recommended limit for sugar, but
I know, I feel most people ready for that one. But, yeah.
generally you don't want to have a lot of your calories from sugars. So an ounce of chocolate would be fine every day, but a full candy bar every day would probably be excess.
So I can break off one of those little pieces and.
Sure.
No, I'm
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you a question. Like I eat breakfast, that's my way. I eat breakfast, I eat lunch, I eat dinner, and then I know you're not like eat that. I eat the last candy bar. I don't eat candy bar once a week. Eat one day with what I like to have. Chop.
Peanut bar, is that what you said?
Not candy bar.
Oh, okay.
Like
Just a regular candy bar?
shocking, whatever.
Okay.
Candy bar. That's what I had.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't. What was the question?
So what's the question?
I'm asking how you eat, like eat every day, or you eat how you. I don't eat that much chocolate candy bar or anything.
Sure, once a week would probably be fine. And you brought up a good point. You want to eat regularly throughout the day. You don't want to try to eat one meal
That's when
and eat all your calories right then. Because that's not how your body works to burn fuel. I should stop saying burn, I'm sorry. Use fuel.
Fuel. My brain does. My brain wants
Oh,
to.
boy.
Yeah, the entire chocolate bar. Now, but actually, if I don't have chocolate, I can become a real pig. So,
1 ounce, I prescribe it. 1 ounce of chocolate for you every day.
All right, good, thank you. Yeah, I will, I'll get upset. If I don't have chocolate, I'll get a little irritated, There's
And-
something in that chocolate, I don't know what, that makes me feel
What
like
you may
I
be
don't need to
feeling-
be,
Yeah, what what you may be feeling is some slightly low blood sugar. And so eating anything that has some carbohydrate or sugar in it might make you feel better. It wouldn't necessarily have to be chocolate. Also, if you are used to eating or drinking a lot of caffeine, you know, coffee or colas or chocolate.
Well, I've gotten rid of the caffeine, you know,
Yeah.
but Coke, coffee. I just try to follow my rule. It's like CAS. No caffeine, no sugar, and no alcohol.
Ah,
Yeah. that's
I was gonna say,
CAS.
'cause
I'm gonna do that.
if you cut down on caffeine quickly, you withdraw from it, and you may become irritable then.
Yeah. No. The caffeine. Now, what's the problem with it?
Mm.
I mean, I guess I'm not understanding. Okay, so do you know what caffeine? Well, what is it? I mean, what is it about caffeine? What's the goods and the bads? You want to know positive, negative? Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, caffeine is a stimulant, so it can make you feel a little bit more alert, or make you feel like you have a little more energy. But if you have excessive caffeine, you may feel jittery or irritable. And if you suddenly stop taking foods that have caffeine, you withdraw from it. And then you'll feel irritable again, so, and probably have a headache.
Oh, yeah.
Because I be drinking water.
Yeah. Yes,
I'm asking you questions.
you
Yes.
do. Yes, you.
Oh, yeah. So I get that happens to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Mhm. What?
You have
Hey,
Yeah. mhm.
I drink water every day. Can I drink caffeine one day?
he drinks well.
Meaning that you drink.
Caffeine.
Yeah, the caffeine.
One day. I drink water every day.
One a day is
You
perfectly
drink
fine.
water every day. Okay.
Water? Water is great.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But it's not good. What's not good? What's not good? What? Yeah, the caffeine is like coffee, where the Coke is more like a sugar to me.
True, Coke does contain sugar, and it also contains caffeine, just like coffee.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. One thing that I love, now, like she said a while ago, the hot cocoa, the hot chocolate, but you mix that with, like if you're eating a peanut butter cookie, the no bake or whatever. I don't know if it's good for health or not, but it seems like the cocoa, the chocolate, if it's mixed with peanut butter,
Are you asking would that be healthier?
are you asking, is that a good idea, or does that just prove you love a Reese cup? No, what? Yeah. Well, I mean, asking, is that good health?
Fortune.
Every
Yeah,
now
the
and
sugar
then,
part. Well,
that would be fine.
oh, I know, I love it. I know the peanut butter with chocolate. Reese cup.
But if you have that on a daily basis, you might notice that you'll gain weight,
Notice.
unless you're using those calories through exercise.
Exercise, right, exercise. Another thought. A friend of mine mentioned, and I don't know if it's true, but maybe you can answer, that if I add a cucumber, or, grind it up and mix some in my water, that will help that the water in my body will flush out? I mean, is that true?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, cucumbers will probably make you feel fuller.
But it's supposed to reduce the water, well, like my big problem is my swelling in my legs, okay? If I stand a long time, my feet, they'll get all puffed up and everything. But somebody says that they add cucumber in their drink. and that is supposed to help to lessen the water. And I just heard this recently, so that's not something that,
That's not something I'm aware of. Maybe that you're taking in less salt. If you're drinking foods like that or eating foods like that, because salt will hold fluid on your body.
well, I'm trying, well, since I've cut down, but I'm still not successful, but see, I still hadn't exactly gotten rid of the water. I'm just trying to find another way to reduce the swelling, especially if I stand a long time or even sit too long.
Right. Well, if it's something you want to try, it doesn't sound like it would be harmful. But I
Okay,
don't
well, I'm
know of
trying.
any scientific reason for that to be helpful.
Yeah. Okay, well, then I'll ask, it's just like they said, like she said something, my friend has, legs that swell, and I just wonder what that's like. Is that because of sodium?
It could be. It could also be from their veins don't work as efficiently as they used to, and the fluid stays down in their legs instead of being pumped back up.
So what causes that from happening? How do you prevent that? Like, well, I thought I saw something where they said, well, go to a doctor and you try to change to a different kind of medication or something. Or maybe you get a medication that helps, like potassium and manganese, I believe is what you're trying to spell. Then will that help to stop the swelling?
Usually, swelling like that is because of cardiac issues or the veins in your legs. So I can't say whether, potassium or manganese all by themselves would help those issues. You should probably see a heart doctor if you're having those issues frequently.
So that means that the heart has something to do with the swelling of the legs, maybe?
Most likely.
Wow, the heart does that much.
The heart does.
But there's some foods that will reduce it, right? I mean, what? No, I mean, that you do know of.
Basically salt. Cutting down salt
That's first.
is going to help prevent some of that swelling.
Mhm. I'm sorry, I saw a couple of hands here. Here we go. Yes, ma'am. Now, does exercise help to reduce swollen feet and all that stuff?
In a way, yes, because you're increasing blood flow, so it might help circulate your blood better and keep it from pooling down in the
Yeah. That makes sense. Now I noticed myself when sometimes I feel like I'm tired here in my lungs or my chest, and I don't know if maybe with exercise it does feel better. So is it an oxygen thing maybe?
Well, when you exercise, you're breathing deeply, and that helps your blood absorb more oxygen, and so you'll probably feel less tired after you exercise.
Yeah, more like, well, I just quit smoking after a year in
That's
September, so I do feel better, and I know that it does increase my weight some, but I'm okay with that, I'm not too worried about it.
And that usually goes away with time. I mean, you may initially gain 5 to 10 pounds, but over the years, you'll find that you'll start to lose that initial weight gain. Especially if you're increasing your exercise and making good, healthy food choices.
Now, I always cook with butter,
Mm-hmm.
and I understand about, like Paula Dean saying, oh, the butter is always fabulous, but really, what is the problem with butter?
Well, those healthy fats that we talked about earlier, those were all liquids. Those were canola oil and olive oil and peanut oil and things like that. Butter is a solid fat.
No, no butter, no.
No butter, says she don't want it. But,
Butter.
so what's wrong with the salad?
Okay, well, if you think about it, if you put butter out on a table overnight, it's not gonna turn into a liquid, right? There's a lot of solids in there. So when you put that in your body,
Yeah.
those fats will also be solids in your bloodstream. Whereas the other ones are liquids, and they will flow through your bloodstream.
Oh, and then it builds up.
Yeah.
Yes, it builds up. Oh, question, so butter like on toast, right?
Right.
Yeah, butter on toast,
Right.
still butter. What about, well, I can't believe it's not butter. What about that?
That's
one?
fine.
Those other butters.
Right. Margarines are part dairy fats and part vegetable oils. So those tend to have less saturated fats, and some of them are trans fat free, which means trans fats are those unhealthy fats that have been linked with heart disease. So choosing those.
So real butter is better? Well, it sounds like it.
Choosing a trans fat free margarine would be better for heart health.
They're similar, you know, once you get into that department, right? Brenda? Yeah, all right, is it okay, olive oil, is that all right?
Olive oil is a great fat, very healthy.
Okay, good,
But
thank
remember, too much of anything, even if it's good,
you.
is not good for you.
No, we don't drink a tub of it. No.
Right.
Oh, here.
Yes, ma'am.
What about, making a good salad? I mean, a lot of people aren't crazy about vegetables, but they'll eat a salad.
Mm-hmm. Salads are a great way to get fruits and vegetables in your diet. But just be aware that you can make a salad really unhealthy for you if you're adding things like croutons and mayonnaise-based salad dressings and high-fat cheese and mayo rich tuna salad and things like that.
That's the only way I gotta put my mouth. I'm gonna eat now.
But yeah, tuna, tuna.
So you can make a really healthy salad with lettuce and tomato and cucumber, if you can eat cucumber, and carrots, and all those other vegetables. You can add fruits to it, you know, strawberries or apples. Those are great additions to salad. And then have maybe oil and vinegar, like olive oil and vinegar for your salad dressing.
Not Thousand Island.
Not very often.
Yeah, well, hey, yeah. Like you said, every day, salad, every day. That way you can get thin.
It will help. Vegetables are lower in calories. So if you eat plenty of vegetables, you'll probably be feeling fuller and eat fewer calories.
Calories, right, calories.
Some people tell me that those sweeteners are not really good for you, since they can use the real sugar. What you say about that?
Okay, well, if you have diabetes, if you have high blood sugar, best to not add regular sugar to your diet, because you're going to be raising your blood sugar. So in that case, sugar substitute is probably a better choice.
I see.
If you don't have diabetes, a teaspoon of sugar here and there is probably fine.
I signed butter. Oh, I have a teaspoon of butter.
Or butter.
I didn't
Same
want
thing.
butter, yeah. Well, you know, all the butter you want, go right ahead.
Well, a lot of this we've gone over talking about building up your activity slowly, so you won't overdo it and get sore muscles. And it mentions 2.5 hours weekly for exercise. And you'll see I mentioned do at least 10 minutes at a time. If you do that 3 times a day, that's a good start to help you build up. We've talked about strength training, so lifting weights. And you don't have to buy a weight set. You can use canned foods, a gallon of milk, anything that has a certain amount of weight to do curls or lift.
Yeah, I've seen that. Oh, there, yeah. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. And I like to do wall push-ups. Well, I actually do it against my kitchen counter, but you just kind of lean against the counter and you do push-ups that way. And it helps you
Yeah,
build
that
up
is a good
muscle,
one.
and it doesn't put as much strain on your elbows and your shoulders. You know, it's only about half your body weight. So you can build up to more strenuous exercise that way.
Yeah, and then you work your way up, and then you're ready to go. Yeah, and then you lift. Yeah, like on the floor. I mean, I love getting on the floor and doing them push-ups. I love that.
It's excellent exercise.
Yeah.
And then it talks about making active choices throughout the day. So, like if you're at the grocery store, instead of using the automatic door, if they have a door that you have to pull, that's one more way to use that muscle.
I got Walmart hat.
But Walmart only has that. Yeah. They don't have other doors.
That was just an example.
Oh, but elevator, using the
Right, you
steps.
could
not
use the
elevator.
stairs, exactly.
No elevator.
Or instead of parking near the building, you could park really far away.
That one. Park over there.
Exactly.
See? Yeah, and people, park, I know the exercise place is 3 miles away from my house. I know I probably should run or bike there, but I'm afraid I'm gonna get run over by a car if I run out on the street, so I go to the gym.
Sure. Be safe. Go to the gym.
Gym's fine.
It also mentions that you can track your goals. So you can keep track of your weight or keep track of how much you're exercising and try to add on to the minutes per day or the minutes per week. So maybe start with a small goal of, I'm going to lose 5 pounds in the next month. And then when you reach that goal, make another goal. I'll lose another 5 pounds.
No, that's 5 pounds, that's enough.
That 5 pounds.
For me, I'm short on 5 pounds, that's enough.
Yeah, come back, wait, I won't lose 100 pounds. Lose 5 pounds. Makes sense.
Or sometimes focusing on the weight will be intimidating. So if you focus on things that get you to the weight loss, like increasing your activity or cutting down on the number of sugary drinks you're going to have, will lead you to that goal without focusing on the weight.
Oh, yeah, the big loser. The Big Loser, yes, on TV, yeah, I watched that, I think that's good.
So,
Oh, I love that show, I
Yeah,
watched
that's
that, I
good
love that one, yeah. Yeah, but focused on the future there. And I try to support it, because it gets me a little motivated too sometimes. Yeah, I forgot, I have a pool, I swim in there like every other day. But when
Swimming
I
is
don't,
great.
when I'm just doing laps of exercise, I'm having fun. I'm just out there just paddling away. I don't realize I'm exercising. I may be breathing hard, but I'm having a good time. If that's true, I'll sit down with a dog.
I think we did go through all of these tips, just not directly. But I'm happy to answer any other questions.
Oh, the cheeses, feta cheese. Feta cheese, I'm just thinking I want to change from sharp and American to feta, maybe to, what's that, rabbit, healthy cheese, like rabbit. You get healthy food store, and it might have watermelon or something, and it has a little different as a taste, maybe a sweet and salty, that's my favorite. But is that bad?
Natural cheeses are better than processed cheeses. So feta or low-fat Swiss, cheddar would definitely be a better choice than American cheese or canned cheese spray. Yeah. So definitely
I'd
natural
rather like
cheeses
this.
are healthier.
Yeah.
Especially if you're choosing 2%.
2%?
2% milk, cheese.
Yeah, better, 2% is better.
2%.
Well, now, the milk, what about, skim milk and those things? Sorry. Oh, okay. What about the different milks?
Okay.
Uh-huh. There's a skim, is that good? How are we stand on that?
Skim is very healthy. It is the lowest fat milk, meaning there's no fat in it, basically.
0.
There's also
0, too.
there's also 0.5% and 1% skim, and those are also good choices.
Well, you know, when I buy skim milk, I buy that all the time.
That's good. Whole milk has the most fat,
Well, no.
and I like to say if you're over 2 years old, you don't need whole milk.
Apple cider vinegar. Again? If I use that, and I do use that a lot, I have lately anyway. Lately I use the vinegar, so can it be too much, or is there any limit to the amount of that I use as far as vinegar goes?
I think you're only limited as far as much as your body can tolerate. Probably too much would cause a stomach upset, but other than that,
Okay, yeah. The doctor told me again about chicken, to take off the skin when you're ready to bake.
yeah. The skin contains all the fat underneath it, so if you remove the skin, then you're taking away a lot of the fat that you would have been eating in the chicken.
Yeah, right, okay. Some people want to use the egg every morning, the egg like with toast, bread, and egg, you know, something light, and that's all they eat in the morning.
Well, 1 egg a day is probably okay. The yolk, the yellow part, has all the fat and cholesterol, but it also contains all the vitamins and minerals. So as long as you're not eating more than one a day, you're not going to be in excess. If you want more egg, I suggest 1 whole egg and then add extra egg white.
Okay.
So we really do appreciate your
My
time.
pleasure.
It's such a short notice, I know.
So I apologize if I was a little scattered, but I was happy to be here.
But we really do. Thank you so much.
Sure.